Hey, what's up, everybody? This is WFSO report. Milwaukee development. Like I told y'all, I was gonna show y'all like the update of the venue that's made by the Pfizer Forum. Y'all can see over here that's the Pfizer Forum, and over here is that entertainment venue that they're gonna have right here. We talked about it last night on WFSO Aftermath. So when you get a chance, listen to WFSO Aftermath Part Two episode that's on here on YouTube. Listen to that. But yeah, I said it earlier. It looks like they was like 90-95% finished with the outside of the venue. I don't know. It's like I can see they still got to put either if they did or they didn't. So I think they had to put the windows on that part right there. Then I think they still got to have like areas like that closed down. So plus I don't think that one has like a roof cover or right here. Maybe they'll just leave that as it is for like trucks to get in. Set up stages and stuff like that. So that's a possibility. But then again, they're gonna have that one space, and then plus this part is gonna like turn into a street for people to go through, and probably the same thing for the trucks to go through, to set up the equipment inside and stuff like that. So and I guess that little part just need to be finished. They just need like the windows put in. So I know I said like sometime I think they was gonna be done with it was some done with the outside of it sometime this month, but because they still got crews now, still working on the inside of it, setting up the seats and stuff, and also having like a total of like 4,500 people in this venue, and that'd be good for like places like if they do wrestling events like maybe TNA or uh, NWA or something like that. So maybe AEW maybe done with the Panther Arena and they decide let's do that in there. That's a possibility, but I don't know. It's just like rumors and stuff like that. I think AEW is actually going to stay there, like at the Panther Arena. So although the crowd's not pulling in that much, and like the Panther Arena is like got have more seatings than this venue. So I guess when it's come like a wrestling event, they probably can hold like the maybe up to 8,000 people. That 8,000 seats, I should say. So that's a possibility, and plus AEW's prices is like going down compared to WWE's that is going up. So there may be some things they may talk about AEW in the near future, maybe having because I did mention on the video that there are plans for AEW and maybe hold like a either a pay per view or a special event like earlier next year. So that's a possibility. So that'd be interesting, or maybe they'll hold like something huge next year for Milwaukee, and you know and go by that. So never know what the idea is, but hopefully they come up with something. So that would be cool. Like I said, I can't wait for this venue, to get done. But they said they're gonna announce like dates sometime in the summer for like upcoming, either concerts, events, and stuff like that. Okay, so hold on.
Moments later, the Bucks shared the post on its account. There is speculation the Islanders could leave Milwaukee this offseason after three consecutive first-round playoff exits for the Bucks.
That's all it is. It's speculation, and that's what
It's
happens
just a
every time
picture.
the season wraps up.
It's a picture.
We just love
Let's
to
stop
talk.
reading into everything.
Yeah, and then he'll let us know, and we'll know when we know.
Exactly.
WISN 12 is your home for the NBA Finals.
I'm sorry, but Giannis, like I said, still stand. I said that in the last video, so to get a chance, check it out. But like I said, although we there was hosting wrestling events that this will be across the street from the this venue, the Turner Hall building. They can still hold some wrestling events there, like Mount Lucia gonna be there in September, and they had other stuff in the past like Zelo Pro and AAW. only had like a show there one time, and there was like I think it was one more show that was from the Chicago area that was going on. Then again, it just sucks that we got these some of these other promoters that not even you know do promotions and stuff like that in the Milwaukee area complaining about companies from Chicago that be coming in here. So that's the thing. We need more of that. I'm not saying like making like a competition, but if the areas like around here in Wisconsin, trying to make a competition, don't just get like talent like every month. Like try to at least have like a guest there. It ain't gotta be like every show like they have with GLCW, which good for them. But other promotions just gotta follow suit. Like you gotta at least have like one special guest. Like it ain't gotta be that big of a name, but at least I had one main like special guest that would keep people coming and stuff like that. So Chicago's they're notorious for that. Having like a bunch of guests that wrestle for like TNA, NWA, or AEW. So it's just one of those things that some of these promotions that's like in the Milwaukee area just need to work on. Cause when this gets finished and stuff like that, then you're gonna have like other promotions be like, okay, we can like host events here and draw a crowd. Maybe one day, GLCW decide, let's do Blizzard Brawl here in this venue. That'd be interesting. So, cause not that many people have to travel, they can just gas the bus to it and don't have to drive out there or Lyft or Uber out there in Waukesha. I know I'm just brainstorming right now, and I know y'all's looking at the cars like moving and stuff like that because this is like a live video, and of course you see like construction workers are done for the day. I think they get done like at 3 o'clock and start again. I think like at 8 a.m. in the morning the next day. So work in progress, and plus I was just hearing about the Deer's District hotel. So don't want to hear about that. Like this area right here is supposed to be the other Deer District hotel that they're gonna be starting on. So I guess tomorrow they're supposed to make it if they're gonna approve it or not. So I don't know, but it's like we in Milwaukee we need to have something going on. It's like we haven't had anything nothing major in like years. So recently with the Bear Center having like more like conventions and stuff like that. So that's like good thing going on, and hoping other big conventions like comic conventions instead the one that we had twice a year at State Fair Park, which is not really that big, but two anime conventions we have every year, and also we were on the spot to have like a comic convention here, but some odd reason they either cancel or postpone. I think it was because they wasn't getting enough money for people like to buy in. So like not saying the date they chose last year in November would have been it would have been perfect, but they just got there's some people that was interested in the guests they was bringing in, but there's like people like me, maybe you can bring like a couple of wrestlers into it and make it more interesting, but like either like bring someone that we haven't even seen that be in Milwaukee for a long time or something like that. So when it comes to here in Milwaukee, I don't know, you just got to think outside the box with stuff, and I think some places they just okay, we just gonna bring our just bring like the normal and stuff like that. Like it's good to bring celebrities here, so like I said, that'll be a good thing. But also, you can bring like other stuff that comic conventions stuff like that. It's just like I like email Midwest Gaming Classic. So the last time I went there, they had some guests that was like involved with wrestling, like Eric Bischoff. So that was interesting, and I think that was the last time I was there. And any other time I was not there because they did had wrestling fed here the past few years. One of them was the one I'm not gonna mention because I cannot stand the promoter. But the other ones they had like ACW, which is run by Nick Colucci and Hornswoggle. If y'all know who Hornswoggle is, he was in WWE at one point. So they had good things with them. So like I said, I didn't like go to that event this year because I think it just wasn't enough for me to be like, okay, I want to go. And plus financially, that too. But just look at it. The next 3-4 years, everything in the Deer District will be complete. So we'll see about that. And then again, they got this little space left they can do with the whatever they want, like that's behind the parking construction. So maybe they can do something with that. You never know. But anyways, what y'all think about this? Y'all in Milwaukee, like the update with the venue or like things that you like that's going on in the Deer District? Just leave a comment below. Please, like the video and please subscribe to the channel. Try and get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Like we said, we got big plans in 2026 for WFSO. So please support us. Without you guys, there would be no us. Also, over 2,600 videos and counting. So check them out. Man, like this content, wrestling content, comic book, movies, and TV news content, and Milwaukee Bus content. So if you like that, this will be the channel for you. Also check out the website wrestlingfanspeakout.weebly.com for like upcoming events in the Midwest, photos, videos like this, and all other stuff. So get a chance, check it out. And thanks to Mike and Robin Thompson and also Midwest Wrestling Collectibles as a sponsor. If you like wrestling items like figures or DVDs and stuff like that, Midwest Wrestling Collectibles will be the one you want to check out. So check them out on Facebook. But until the next video, you guys have a good one and see you later.